Portuguese. It's our last prelude, but I'm just wasting time before people get here. It goes like this. Eu não vou cantando em dezembro, todo tempo é tempo que cantar. Não importa a língua que eu fale, só importa o que eu vou cantar. Eu não vou cantando em dezembro, todo tempo é tempo que cantar. Não importa a língua que eu fale, só importa o que eu vou cantar. Ring the bells, it's time for celebration. Holy baby, come to light the way. Lift your hearts and raise your voices. All the world is loud and rejoices. Everybody sing the Christmas samba. Christmas samba. Christmas samba. Christmas samba. This part goes like peace, joy, hope, and love. Portuguese, paz, alegria, esperanza, amor. Right, peace. Peace, joy, joy, hope, hope, and love. Peace, peace, joy, joy, hope, and love. One, two, ring the bell. Ring the bells, it's time for celebration. Holy baby, come to light the way. Lift your hearts and raise your voices. All the world's one rejoices. Everybody sing the Christmas samba. Christmas samba. Christmas samba. You can sing that. Christmas samba. Four more. Christmas samba. Christmas samba. Christmas samba. Last one. Christmas samba. Nice job. Welcome. Merry Christmas, Seattle Unity. Please stand as you are able. Let's do some singing carols. I'll put some lyrics up on the screen here. Sing them out strong. Here we go. Joy. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and prove the glories of his righteousness and wonders of his love and wonders of his love and wonders of his love. Let's switch over to an Angels We Have Heard on High. This one has that glow. Some of you were in a choir long ago and you remember your tenor part or alto part or something like that. Sing that out strong enough to annoy your neighbor. Here we go. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Shepherds, why this jubilee? Why your joyous strains prolong? Say what may the tidings be, which inspire your heavenly song. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. One more before I let you sit down. Let's do the first Noel. Ready? First Noel. The angel did say. It's an opportunity at the end here to give your operatic voice. Noel, Noel! Give us a Noel! If you need to throw your arms in the air, you may. Here we go. The first Noel, the angels did say, was a certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. They looked up and saw a star shining in the east beyond them far, and to the earth it gave great light, and so it continued all day and night. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. Noel, 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 born is the King of
Sit.
Israel.
Stay.
Beautiful. Please be seated.
Good evening. Merry Christmas. Nice to see you all. So I want to welcome you to this sacred moment, and I want to thank you for being here in person, and also for those of you who are watching online. And just if you're watching from home, it would be great if you went and got a candle so that at the end of the service you could light a candle with us, and maybe even turn your lights off at home and, you know, see the Christmas tree and everything. So, as the days grow shorter and the nights grow longer, we have called back the light through Advent and through the solstice. And so now the moment of turning has arrived. So you've done all your preparations for the holiday. So now I invite you to just sort of relax into the spirit of this night. We celebrate the birth of the sun as the days grow longer, and we celebrate the birth of the Son, the Christ who dwells within each one of us. So in Unity, as you may know, we interpret the Bible metaphysically. We look at the elements of the Christmas story as a roadmap that guides us toward the birthing of the Christ within. So tonight, we're going to join the wise men, the shepherds, the angels, and the Holy Family on their journey to Bethlehem. Because this is the story of our own soul's awakening, and it's a path that we can follow as we follow this story. So we're going to light these 4 candles tonight, and each one is going to symbolize an element of the Christmas story. So as each candle's lit, may it remind us of the steps that we need to take in birthing that Spirit of Christ within. So I invite you, as we prepare to do our opening statement, I invite you to step out of ordinary time, and I invite you to enter this sacred space as we affirm together our opening statement. The journey to Bethlehem unfolds within my soul. I bring gifts of love and compassion that lights the world with grace. And I'd like to do this again. And we're going to take a moment of silence after the first sentence together. The journey to Bethlehem. And just stay with that. And the second sentence. I bring gifts of love and compassion that light the world with grace. And it is for this awareness and in the name and through the power of the living Spirit of truth that we do say thank you and amen. So I have a couple of announcements before we enter into the whole service tonight. And one is next Sunday is our traditional burning bowl service. So that's where we release and we let go of everything that needs to be let go of, either from this year or previous. And we always end now on the roof. So we go outside and burn. And then since we're up there anyway, we're having a potluck. So because it's a new year, the intention is to have a healthy potluck. So if you have a favorite salad, and I announced this last Sunday and I almost got booed, so bring whatever you want. But we're having a potluck after the service. And then 2 Sundays from now, the White Stone Ceremony, and that is where you have the opportunity to set your intention for the year. I was cleaning house this week, and I literally found a pile of stones that I've collected over the years with all the different words on them, so they pile up. And then one last announcement, which is kind of a side thing, but there's a black 3-month-old male kitten that needs a home by Thursday. Otherwise, he has to go back to the shelter. He's already neutered. He's chipped, just waiting for the name to come on him. He's a little Buddha, sweet little kitty. So if you're interested in a kitty for Christmas, please come and see me, and I will connect you with the right people. That said, let us all stand and wish each other a Merry Christmas.
standing as you are able. We'll sing another one. Ben, would you throw some lyrics up there? Let's just sing this one. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Hey, Grace. Yay. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up in winter clothes. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. Ooh, you sound so good. Please be seated.
So I know it seems a little early, but we're going to collect the offering early. And the reason we do it is because once we get all the sort of not the business, but you know what I mean, the left brain stuff out of the way, then we can focus, we can meditate, there's no interruptions. We can just really enter into the sacred ceremony and the sacred service that this is. So I invite you during this time, remember that this is a spiritual principle and that as we give, so we receive, and so it is in giving that we create this vacuum in a sense. It's where we create this energy in which to receive even more. So I invite you to give in whatever way you do. We also have a text available to give, and we invite you at home also to give to this moment. So enough said. Let's bless the offering. I give willingly, joyfully, and lovingly, the constant source of my supply. I give with graciousness and receive with gratitude.
All right, band. We had a little instrumental here, and I asked them to delay as long as possible. You have to guess what the song is going to be. Could be anything. Every Christmas song starts with Jingle Bells, doesn't it? Ding, 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 ding. Could be any song. But David's got that little rig of his that so he's got 2 synths, and the one on top has some awesome sounds, and so he's going to play with that a little bit. Yeah. David, Jesse, and Olivia, our favorite house band ever.
So I invite you to begin to rest, to be present, and to watch your breath. And so we light the first candle. And the first candle is for Mary. I open my life to the unknown and walk an uncharted path to new adventures. Affirm that with me. I open my life to the unknown and walk an uncharted path to new adventures. So last Sunday, we focused on the concept of grace. And the truth is that grace is a gift from God. There's nothing that we need to do to earn grace. Grace is a gift from the universe, a gift from Spirit. It is unearned, it is unconditional, and it is given freely from the divine. It's the spiritual assurance that even in chaos or despair, we are being held, we are being uplifted, and we're being guided. And so grace shows up in moments when we feel least deserving but most in need. It's the quiet strength that allows us to rise after falling and the unexpected blessings that appear in our darkest hours. The call to grace is what the Christmas journey illustrates, because the truth is, even though grace is a gift and it's there, we can resist it rather than welcome it in. So one of the ways I think that we welcome grace into our lives is to say yes to the unexpected, to seek guidance in stillness, and to follow that star that calls us to grow. So this story, this journey to grace, to Bethlehem, begins when Mary is called by the angel Gabriel. She's called out of her home, she's called out of her comfort zone, and she doesn't even really know what this means, but she says yes. We read in Scripture, "Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. And now you will conceive in your womb and bear a son, and you will name him Jesus." And Mary said, "Here I am, the servant of the Lord. Let it be with me according to your word." Then the angel departed from her. And in Scripture later, she sings, "My soul magnifies the Lord." So Mary symbolizes the idea that when you say yes, and you're willing to expand in ways that you never thought you could have before, it leads to an expanded expression of the divine spark in you. So I'd like for you, as we embrace this idea, to ponder this question. So when was there a time in your life when you didn't think that you could go on, but you did? What was that lifted you and carried you through that? When was a time in your life when you didn't think you were qualified to do something, but you still said yes, even though you didn't really know what it meant? So the first step on the spiritual journey is to listen to that voice of your inner angel that's calling you to something more, and to welcome in grace by saying yes and by being grateful. So we hold this truth in our hearts as we affirm it once again. I open my life to the unknown and walk an uncharted path to new adventures.
You brought me this far, so why would I question you now? And you have provided, so why would I start to doubt? Never been stranded, abandoned, or left to cry alone. So I'm giving you control. I lift my life up. Give it all in surrender. I lift my heart up. You can have it forever. All my dreams and all my plans, leave it in your hands. I lift my life up. Have your way in me. Have your way in me. If peace is a river, let it wash over me. When I'm in the fire, I know it's refining me. When you call me, I'll follow wherever the road may go, 'cause I know you're leading me home. I lift my life up. Give it all in surrender. I lift my heart up. You can have it forever. All my dreams, all my plans, leave it in your hands. I lift my life up. Have your way in me. Have your way in me. Take my life and let it be all for you. Take my life and let it be all for you. Have your way in me. Have your way in me. Have your way in me. Have your way in me.
And so we come to lighting our second candle for the shepherds and their connection to the mystery. I bow before the mystery, letting awe and wonder wash over me. Affirm that with me. I bow before the mystery, letting awe and wonder wash over me. And so on the first Sunday of Advent, we explored the themes of hope and faith, and we talked about a willingness to be open to hope, and not a hope that's flimsy and wishful, but a hope that's grounded in spirit. And the kind of hope that is literally the spark of life, that light of spirit that lives within all of us. And so to remain connected to hope and awe and wonder, it takes a vigilance. And the shepherds in our story, we enter into our Christmas story, and the shepherds are out in the fields and they're keeping watch over their flock. And an angel appears to them and brings the message that the Messiah is being born this day. And there's this great light that shines. And so just imagine being in the darkness of a night that's dark, very dark. Not the kind of dark that we have where we still have the street lights and the building lights. But if you've been to any of those places, if you've been gifted enough to be somewhere, I know for me it was kind of the northern province of Ontario with my dad's family, where you get out under the night sky and it's black and there's a carpet of stars. And so this is the setting of our shepherds. And so when the angel appears, it is miraculous. And it takes them to another place. It takes them to a place of connecting to awe and wonder. And so my question for you is, how do you keep that alive? How do you keep your connection to hope and awe and wonder? And I recognize it can be challenging when we're looking out at the world and we're looking out at the challenges, or if we have challenges in our life, we're listening to the news. And so it does take a vigilance to stay connected to that spark and that light, that awe and that wonder. And so we read in Luke 2:15 through 18, when the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us about." So they hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby who was lying in the manger. And when they had seen him, they spread the word concerning what had been told to them about this child. And all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds had said to them. So remember, we're entering into the middle of our story, but it had been foretold for some time of this coming of this Messiah that was to bring new hope and new belief and awe. And so they represent this connection to the great mystery. And the other thing that I think is very important about the shepherds and what they represent within us is that they were the common people out in the field. So they weren't the very rich and powerful and wealthy. They were the very simplest, most humble, and they were willing to listen. And so it takes really two steps. And the first is that willingness to listen and be open. That vigilance. Literally the beginning of that word vigil, the origin means to be awake. And so are we awake to hearing that inner voice that keeps us connected to hope and to light? So my question for you as we deepen into this evening of Christmas Eve and tomorrow on Christmas Day, as we carry it forward into the new year, what will you do to keep that fire of hope, of awe, and wonder alive and present daily in your life, no matter what else is happening? And so just take a moment and breathe into your heart and just reflect on what that is for you. Perhaps it's holding a new child. So it might be your own child as a baby or a grandchild or a friend's, and the miracle of new life. It might be out in nature and connecting to the beauty that is all around us. Perhaps what awakens that awe and wonder is just being in the stillness, in the darkness, in the candlelight, in music. What is that for you that keeps awe and wonder, your connection to the mystery, alive and present? And I invite you to carry that forward and remember it often. And so we affirm together again, I bow before the mystery, letting awe and wonder wash over me. Together. I bow before the mystery, letting awe and wonder wash over me.
Sweet little Jesus boy, they made you be born in a manger. Sweet little holy child, we didn't know who you were. Sweet little Jesus boy, you were born in a manger low. Sweet little Jesus boy, didn't know you came to shine a light, to take our fears away. Our eyes were blind, we couldn't see. We didn't know who you were. Sweet little Jesus boy, sleeping in your manger. Sweet little holy child, we didn't know who you were. We didn't know you'd come to show us, Lord, that love will light our way. Our eyes were blind, we couldn't see. We didn't know who you were.
And so we come to lighting the third candle for the Magi and the star that lights the way. My inner star points the way, leading me to dreams unknown. Affirm that with me. My inner star points the way, leading me to dreams unknown. And so we come to that point in our story with the wise ones, the wise men, the magi, that are meeting Herod along the way. They've seen the star, they are astrologers, and they're following the star to the birth of the baby Jesus. And Herod stops them along the way and asks them where they are going, and they share that. And we pick up the story in Matthew 2, 9 through 12, and we hear, after they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead. It went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. And when they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshiped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with the gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. And so the magi for us are those wise ones that live within each of us. And the star represents that inner guidance, that spiritual wisdom that is available to each of us at any moment when we are willing to listen. When we are willing to listen with spiritual ears and see with spiritual eyes. And so on our first Sunday of Advent, we explored the theme of hope, and we also explored the theme of faith. And so if hope is that spark of light that carries us forward into a brighter future, faith, a faith of understanding grounded in spirit, and faith of belief and possibility, is what takes us to the next level to manifest that which we believe in, to manifest brighter futures for ourselves and for our world. And so the Magi, they're ones that are listening for guidance that appears in ways that maybe are not the normal, ordinary ways of seeing and hearing. And so it's through intuition and through our dreams and through synchronicities. And I know for myself, my dream practice is one of my core spiritual practices, and I know there's others here that that's true as well. Because again, we can get so busy with activity and the news and being busy in our lives, which is all wonderful. But the question is, when do we set aside time to listen and slow down and be still? To not only seek the answers outside of ourselves, but to seek that inner wisdom that is alive within each of us and available to each of us. And so what is it for you that allows you to slow down and hear? And I say hear in quotes because we all have different ways of receiving information. For some of us, we're in a bookstore and we just get kind of drawn to this particular book that seems to be jumping off the shelf. Anyone else had that? Yeah. Others, you may have this kind of nudge. You keep thinking of a friend or a loved one. You're like, gosh, I haven't heard from them, or I really should reach out to them. And you call or you text or they phone or you phone and they say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you called. I really needed to speak to you right now. And you're that voice, that presence that reached out exactly when they needed it. And our prayer chaplains hear that quite often when they make their monthly calls and they offer prayer support. They hear, oh my gosh, that was the perfect prayer at the perfect time. And so when we open to being in the flow of spirit, to be grounded in faith, we become instruments for light and spirit in our lives, in our moment to moment, wherever we go. But it requires us to stay open to that inner magi and that inner star that guides us and leads us. And so again, how can you stay connected to that? Not only as we explore this Christmas story as part of our souls unfolding, but as we go forward through Christmas Day and into the new year, how can you stay connected to that wise inner guidance, always available to you? And it probably looks different for everyone. And so we open to that and we anchor in that, affirming again, my inner star points the way, leading me to dreams unknown. Together. My inner star points the way, leading me to dreams unknown.
We're moving towards a silent meditation, which we'll share together. I encourage you to become comfortable in your chairs. It's about 3 or 4 minutes of silence. And to move us together there and align our breath, we'll sing, "O Come All Ye Faithful." And I encourage you to sing as fully as you may, but also be aware of the singers next to you. Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Sing, choirs of angels, sing in exaltation. Oh, sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God, glory in the highest. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the
Preparing now for a time of meditation and moving into the silence. I invite you to get comfortable in the seat where you are, feeling your back supported, your feet on the ground connected to the earth, and opening to all that is, that one presence, that one power. And just allowing your attention to drop down, breathing in, breathing out. Imagine breathing in to your heart space and centering your awareness in this area around your heart. And we center in this Christmas story and your own soul's unfolding, listening to your own inner guidance, your own inner star, leading you forward, and perhaps just needing to sit in the stillness, in the quiet. The invitation for the next few minutes is to deepen into the stillness and the silence.
I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and mild and sweet their songs repeat, of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And the bells are ringing like a choir singing. In my heart I hear them. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. But the bells are ringing like a choir singing. Does anybody hear them? without fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then ringing, singing on its way, the world revolved from night to day. A voice, a chime, a chant sublime, of peace on earth, goodwill to men. The bells, they're ringing, like a choir they're singing, and with our hearts we hear them. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. Peace on earth, peace on earth, peace on earth, goodwill to men.
And so we light the last candle, the fourth candle, which symbolizes the Holy Family and the birth of the Christ. And we affirm, I am a vessel of divine love, birthing the Christ consciousness. Let's affirm that. I am a vessel of divine love, birthing the Christ consciousness. So while they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger because there was no room available at the inn. So this is where our journey comes to an end, but this is also where our journey begins again, because we're celebrating, honoring the Christ being born in us, in Jesus, but it's something that has to happen every day. It's not something that we get to do tonight and we're done for the rest of the time. It's something and a decision that we have to make every day. So we started this journey by saying yes. We've opened to grace and the experience of awe. We're willing to step out and try something new that we've never tried before. We follow the inner star, and I think that every time you do something that you love, something that you're talented at, that is following your bliss, it's following your star. And the wise men were the only ones who brought gifts. And it's the same for us. When we're sharing our gifts and our talents, it's like we're giving our gifts to the world. As Diane pointed out, the Holy Family avoided Herod. And Herod symbolizes the ego, and the truth is there's no place for the ego, for selfishness, for power, the misuse of power, in this Christ consciousness awakening and birthing. Jesus was born in a manger. He was away from the crowd and the noise. I mean, imagine how crowded it was that night, because everybody was on the road. Everybody's having to return to the town in which they were born because they were taking a census. And imagine the inns and the people that are drunk and just this loud noise. And so it seems like, oh, they got put in a manger, but the truth is, it was the place that was silent. It was a place that was quiet. There were animals there, so they're surrounded by nature. So when you need time in the quiet, this is where the Christ is born. When you need time in the quiet, I invite you to take it. I invite you to schedule it, to give yourself permission to stay home and away from the crowds if that's what's needed. So the Christ is born. It's born in nature. It's born in humility. It's born in silence. And so, as we are this light, as we birth this Christ consciousness within, you are called to be a light and to express that light and that love to your family, to your community, to the world. So every time you reach out and express kindness and compassion, that's birthing the Christ consciousness. Let's affirm. I am a vessel of divine love, birthing Christ consciousness. And just take a moment of silence. And I invite you to say it again. I am a vessel of divine love, birthing Christ consciousness. And so our task, our job, is to live that, is to express that, is to recognize that every single one of us is a vessel of divine love. So we move now to that place in our service where we will do the candle lighting. And if anybody needs a candle, it's kind of dark in here, but you're going to need to raise your hand, and hopefully one of the community guides will see you or stand up. That's a better way for them to see you if you don't have a candle. If you're at home, now's the time for you to go get your candle and, like I said, maybe turn out the lights. So you've been given this candle, and it's up to you to light it. It's up to you to nurture it. It's up to you to let your inner light shine. You never know when someone needs your encouragement, love, or smile, because Jesus said, "You are the light of the world." And a town built on a hill can't be hidden, and neither do people light a lamp and then put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it up on a stand, and it gives light to the whole house. And in the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. So, that said, are you ready to accept this light and to be this light in the world? Can I get an amen? All right, so Diane, if you will come up. So what I'd like you to do, and I'd like us all to be mindful of the wax, because then we have to pick it up. So what I'd like you to do is to look into the eyes of the person who is sitting next to you and to see that spirit. And I know maybe you don't know the person next to you, but let's do a little stretch here tonight. And look into the eyes of the person next to you and see that Christ spirit. And then they're going to light their candle off of yours as you say, "The Christ is born in you this day." Lewis?
There is a candle in every soul, some brightly burning, some dark and cold. There is a spirit that brings the fire and ignites the candle and makes its home. Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Go light your world. Frustrated brother, see how he's tried to light his own candle,
still holds that candle without a flame. So carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world.
We are a family whose hearts are blazing. So let's raise our candles and light up the sky. Pray to the Spirit that lives inside us. Make us a beacon in the darkest night.
Carry your candle, run to the darkness, seek out the hopeless, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, oh, light your world. Take your candle, go light your world.
And we begin with Silent Night. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round yon virgin
You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. So let's hold our candles up and see how it lights up the room, how it lights up the world. And it's the same when we let our love, our talents, our joys, our grace shine. And now, without burning anybody, let's bring it down and low and see how dark it gets in here. And this is what happens to us when we're not shining our lights. Instead, they put it on its stand and it gives life to everyone in the house. So in the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify Spirit. And so I invite you to bring this candle to your mind, to your heart, and recognize that it's simply a symbol of that inner light. And as we prepare to extinguish this light, we know that that light in us can never be extinguished. But before we do this, I invite you to bring into your mind anyone that you know that is in need of prayer right now. And we send this light to each and every one of them. Speak their names. And we send this light around the earth, to Gaza, to Israel, to Ukraine, to Russia, to Sudan, to any place and anyone that is suffering. For the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And that's the truth, and Merry Christmas.